Hi, welcome back to part 2 of my Iceland photography tour. In this video I'll take you to some of the iconic locations Iceland has to offer for landscape photographers. I have to admit first that I'm a little disappointed with myself for not taking more video during the tour, but I'm a photographer, not a videographer. The tour was full on busy, early sunrise starts and late afternoon into night finishes, so I didn't want to miss any opportunity to take as many photos as I could. The purpose of my videos is to showcase a variety of photographic locations and hopefully give you some inspiration and inside knowledge to plan your own travel locations. I don't intentionally provide tips and hints for, say, composition, programming your camera functions, or what camera settings you should be using. There are heaps of professional and maybe not so professional people out there in YouTube land where they're prepared to give you this type of guidance. The only piece of information I'll provide during the videos are my own camera settings for a particular photo which I took at the time, and maybe why I set up for that composition at the time as well. Rather than touring Iceland solo and not having any idea where to go or what to photograph, I searched Mr. Google for an Iceland photography tours and came across Mark Andreas Jones from England. Mark's a professional landscape photographer who runs 8-day photography tours to Iceland. He's been running at least 3 January, February winter tours a year for the past 10 years. Even though he lives in England, he knows Iceland well and has numerous local contacts there. He will also run out of winter tours for those who don't like the cold or unable to make his winter tour dates. But you'll have to contact Mark to make any of these arrangements. It was really a wise move for me to find a tour rather than travelling to Iceland on my own and just hoping for the best. For those who are interested in joining one of Mark's tours, I'll leave a link to Mark's website in the description below. Contact Mark, and if you do go, be prepared to laugh a lot and have a great time. I've gone on long enough, you're probably getting bored. I just wanted to get a little bit of information, housekeeping out of the way before I start the video. That's about it from me. You won't see me again until the end of the video. You will hear my voice though from time to time, but that's something you'll just have to get used to. Our first stop on day 1 was at Brúarfoss, a magnificent waterfall and well worth photographing. This is the walking track from the car park to the waterfall. As I said before, it's a flat, easy walk, but don't forget your cleats. There's ice on the ground which makes for slippery walk. When you get there, you'll see the waterfalls. The water is just blue. It's naturally deep blue in colour. There's no filters added or anything to these photos. It is just great for photographers, or for anybody going there actually. After we left Brewerfoss, we came across these horses in a paddock. They're a native horse to Iceland and they're called
Icelandski Hesturinn,
which loosely translates to Iceland ponies. It's a breed of horse bred in Iceland. They're on the small size, nearly pony size, and are smaller than other breeds out there, but they are still referred to and recorded as a horse. We visited Axarafoss, another waterfall in a national park in Iceland. Axarafoss just isn't a tourist or photographer's location, it is another scene from the Game of Thrones. The Bloody Gate scene shot from the Game of Thrones was filmed on the Axarafoss trail, and the Axarafoss waterfall is the victory scene between Brienne and the Hound, where the Hound plummets off the cliff. Having never seen the Game of Thrones, hope all this makes sense to you. after we had lunch at Olesvik, we had thoughts of driving to a mountain shaped like an arrowhead called Kirkjufell. It too was also part of the scene from the Game of Thrones. But due to inclement weather, strong winds and road closures, we decided against it and instead headed back south again to our accommodation. Mark doesn't have a set itinerary, so he does the right thing by his paying photography guests by chasing the good weather rather than being at certain locations by certain days, which is the best way to run a tour, because while we were photographing the sea arch, Mark received a phone call from one of his contacts about favourable weather conditions the following morning for a ice cave tour. We voted to leave the peninsula and drive to the southeast area of Iceland for an early next day start so we could be guided through the ice caves before the huge lineup of tourists descended the caves. It's great that Mark has inside information about where and when to go. These ice cave photos will be part of the upcoming third video in this series. For the last 3 nights while we went touring around the ice caves, Diamond Beach, quite nice accommodation, really. Shower, toilet, bedroom, but really comfortable. Underfloor heating. This is the meal room area for the accommodation that we're in, near Vesterhorn. Tea and coffee around the clock if you want it. This is the backdrop to our accommodation. As you can hear, the wind is blowing its guts out. And, we're supposed to be heading that way today, but it's not looking good. Over to Vesterhorn Mountain. Don't know whether we'll be able to get there today. We'll see. It could clear. It's supposed to be clearing. This is just a small snippet of what's coming up in the third video. Some photos and video due out in a couple of weeks' time. What a trip so far. This ends part 2. It certainly was full on busy. Would I change anything? No way. It was great. It's for photography and not for work, which makes it even better. If you haven't had a look at my part 1 on this trip, have a look at it probably around here somewhere. Part 3 will be out in a couple of weeks. There's a little more video in the third, but it's still primarily devoted to photographic locations in Iceland. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later when the third video comes out. And why am I wearing this? Belated Happy St. Patrick's Day. Everything's Irish at the moment. And just remember, if you take a bad photo of a mountain, it'll never complain. Okay, look forward to seeing you in the third video. Thanks for watching.